Now, your Alaska Link weather for Juneau and Southeast.
We're heading out of Memorial Day weekend where we still were adding some moisture to the board, but had some drier pockets here even develop into our Monday. But that precipitation number there sitting just over now 6.5 inches with a bit of that surplus there. But with the wet pattern, we've stayed cool this month. But we're going to add to this number. And we could add some big numbers to this, as what we are setting up for is a strong river of moisture that is going to take us here through the end of this week. We'll also note that with those heavy rains, we're going to have some gusty winds. Wind's not the biggest factor, but with saturated soils, we do need to keep an eye on that wind potential. And then we're seeing that there is some possible drying as we head into June. So watching a forecast that's going to be ever moving here, but our main focus is now tapping into a strong river of moisture that is going to uptick some heavy accumulation here as we head into our Tuesday. Already starting to see some of that rainfall lift in here for our Monday, and now it's going to be widespread for our Tuesday, where high tide is going to occur in the overnight hours of 1 a.m. and then at about 2:30 in the afternoon for our Tuesday. Now, as we roll through the day, morning low 45 to an afternoon high 52. We continue to stay cool. That is a number that's also not going to change there in that May summary, as the wet conditions keep us cooler than normal. Now, those rainy conditions will uptick here again as we roll through the daytime, noting that we'll have winds around. There will be some gusts up to about 25 miles per hour, but nothing expected to be too blustery. But here's that strong moisture that is going to become widespread for the panhandle as we head throughout our Tuesday. We note that we have those pockets there of those higher reflectivities where you see those yellows. That stays rich there. And Wednesday is the biggest day of our accumulation potential, as we even know that as we pull the forecast, precipitation forecast to Wednesday, we are seeing all of our communities talking potential inches of rainfall, especially there that southern panhandle. So we have big time rainfall accumulation that is going to be put on top of already what has been a saturated May. So monitoring the heavy rainfall as well as sometimes of some wind into Thursday. We look at daylight hours, though we won't see much of that daylight here, noting that we are at 17.5 hours. High temperatures underneath the lifting rain showers will stay around the lower 50s for our Tuesday. With the widespread rainfall and the pump of some of that southeasterly flow, we do just barely get temperatures into the mid 50s, but again, not enjoyable mid 50s, as Wednesday is our rainiest day. We're within just a few hours, there will be some big numbers adding up. We'll continue sometimes of some moderate rain showers and some wind on Thursday. And then as we roll Friday, Saturday, we'll turn to more showery conditions. And then the possibility of drying does begin on June 1st, which comes Sunday. And we're hopeful to see some sunshine and some warming.